Hello, my name is Charles Whitefield, and today I'm going to pitch you a documentary called The Ghosts of Durham City. My logline for this is that many people throughout the Victorian era of Durham have died, and only a few of them are rumoured to haunt the city. I'm going to find out whether that's true or not. Inspirations. My first inspiration is the Yorkshire Ripper, which is what sort of planted the seed in my mind, because it's about a mystery, a murder, something going on in this small town that seemingly no one else knew about. And that's what made me want to do a mystery type documentary. My second inspiration is Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, which I watched a few episodes, and it's about like hunting for ghosts and other spirits and supernatural, which is really great. And my third inspiration is the Blair Witch Project, which I'll explain later on in the documentary. Right, structure. I'm going to break down the story. The documentary is going to open with a nice friendly monologue of me talking about Durham City. This will all be a voiceover. And I'll show shots of the town, landmarks, structure, people smiling, having a good time. You know, this is a lovely city. Like, what bar could there be? But then the streets will turn dark, and we'll see like panning shots from left to right of all these streets. And the only thing they have in common is that they're linked to the supernatural ghost stories. And my voice will change up like, but then there's a dark secret about Durham. Ghosts wander the halls, something like that. And then, obviously, this would be like, depending on who wants to go with me. I've got like Oscar, Aidan, Sam, and Dan have all expressed interest, so we're going to have a bunch of people over. And as I'm talking about this man, Andrew Ross, he is the person I will be interviewing. And as I'm asking him interviews in the moment, we will hear his voice talk about the ghost that I'm wanting to discuss. So he will be voicing over some parts as well, which is kind of to accept. I've got my interview done. Now the three ghosts are Jimmy Allen, Frederick Copeman, and Annie Walker. The reason these two don't have pictures because they're too old to have drawings taken. And I'm going to do a brief description of him. This is Jimmy Allen. He's a musician. He played for Kings, con artist, womanizer, died in prison. And rumour has it, if you go to Elford Bridge at midnight, you can hear his bagpipes. And for Frederick Copeman, I put the base of his ideas. You know, he killed himself because he thought he failed his test when he really didn't. Haunts the Castle University. Then we have Annie Hall, who was murdered in a forest and was seen in the courtroom. All these three I'm going to talk about in detail throughout the entire 6 to 8 minute documentary. I'll love to do more else, but obviously I won't have the time. But this is what I will. Then, after I've basically explained everything, all the ghosts, with looking for them, searching for them, it'll do a circular narrative, I think it's called, where it'll go back to the regular day, as we see people, sunlight, everything, and I'll basically say, reflect on what I have seen in the documentary, reflect on whether I believe ghosts are real, and say, what is my final verdict? What do I think of Durham City? Because, yeah, it's all in there. Visual feel. We're going to use street lamps and those headlights that we see to keep the shots lit, because yeah, it'll be too dark, and for my advert it was too dark, and I want to change that. And I'm going to have all my friends have their own phones. I'm going to split them up and make them walk around the city and record what they see and hear. Sort of like those YouTubers where they wake up at 3 in the morning and do that sort of stuff. That's what I plan to do, and I want them to talk more about it. I'll also use piece-to-piece camera. Like, as I'm talking about the locations, I'll have someone walk with me. It'll be a tracking shot. And I'll walk down the stairs, walk up the stairs, across the bridge. That's what I plan to do. Locations. We're going to have 6 locations. The Elford Bridge, then the Jimmy Allen pub. That's the first ghost. And then the Durham Cathedral and the library, which is the second and third ghost. And this one is more of an honourable mention. This is Crook Hall Gardens. And there's rumoured to be at midnight there's a ghost that walks through here, or a white figure in a wedding dress, which will be very fun to capture if we see anything. The schedule. Tuesday, the 8th of April, 9:30 to 11 p.m. That is what I plan to do the entire of the filming. I don't want to break it apart. I want to get it all on that day. It should be fun to do. And these are some of the structure flow I've mentioned earlier, like tracking shots, piece-to-piece camera. Now, risk and feasibility. There is a small chance we might get the police on us because we're like late at night, but I am going to contact the Durham government and ask for permission to film late at night, and hopefully they'll say yes, because we're also promoting the city as well. Risks, equipment malfunction, I've tested before. Injuries, I've told them to keep their eye out. Weather, I'm going to check the weather forecasts. And then transportation, obviously we have the bus. My mum might pick me up with the metro, taxi. I've got all these risks down. And basically, Aidan brought this up actually, what if we get stabbed? Well, here's the thing, when I get you to look around the city, I want everybody in groups of 2. This is highly unlikely, as this was Aidan just messing with me, but if you are worried about this, this is what I have in plan. Groups of 2, always stay together. Why will the audience love this film? Well, these ghosts, whether you believe in them or not, they're real people. They used to live here, and it'll be fun to explore this rich history. Fun to go out at night, leave the college. It's also going to be a bit more quirky and innovative because I'm like one of the few who's going to do this. Thank you for watching. Do you have any questions? That's what I'm going to wear, by the way.